Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Christina from Our Wood Home. I'm going to be showing you how I make sourdough bread. I've done a few videos talking about sourdough but realized I didn't actually talk about the recipe I used to make my final bread. This recipe isn't one that I created. It's from bakerbettie.com and I've linked the recipe in the description of this video. I really like this recipe because it's so simple and everything is really nicely laid out. I tried following different recipes before and they were just too confusing or too complicated or required too much time, but this one is really great. I've been using it since probably May 2020 on a nearly weekly basis, and it's a great recipe. I've actually got it memorized now because I use it so much. So come along with me as I make some sourdough bread. I'm going to be showing this in real time, so nothing is going to be sped up. I'm probably not going to be talking for the entire video, just where it's appropriate. I do want to let you know that this recipe takes about 24 hours from start to finish. Mind you, not all of that time is spent mixing or kneading, so I encourage you to check out the recipe that will be linked in the description of this video. There are a few things that you should have when you make sourdough bread. For example, a kitchen scale that is digital. I was using an old style scale and just found that it was not accurate, so this one is great. The brand, I don't remember, I'll link that in the description of this video as well, but really any digital scale will work. You'll also need some large mixing bowls. I'm using a Danish dough whisk to stir the dough together, but previously I would use a wooden spoon and it was fine. The dough whisk does make it a lot easier though, so I recommend that if you're able to. I also find it helpful to use elasticized bowl covers and just a nice cotton towel for the inside of the proofing basket. I've been using regular flour on the countertop just to make sure the dough doesn't stick to it. But recently I started using some ground rice flour and I found that that worked actually a lot better. I dust my bowl with rice flour, but I never thought to really coat the entire dough ball with rice flour, and now I'm going to start doing that all the time. I actually grind my own rice flour, and I have a video showing where I do that, so I'll link that at the top of this video. I always use my cast iron loaf pans for making bread. I know the original recipe says to use a Dutch oven, and I do like to do round loaves from time to time, but I find that the rectangular loaves are just more practical for us. They're just easier to eat with sandwiches and that kind of thing. So that's what I prefer to do. And even though the loaf pans are technically non-stick because they're cast iron, I still find it helpful to either coat the inside with a little bit of olive or avocado oil, or I'll use some parchment paper in there just so the loaf doesn't stick. I have made the mistake of not lining or greasing the inside and the bread sticks and it's so hard to get out. It's not fun. So I recommend either greasing or lining your loaf pan. And of course, if you're doing this in a Dutch oven, I also suggest lining or greasing that as well. I take my bread out of the loaf pan pretty much as soon as it comes out of the oven, and I'll just set it on a cooling rack to dry. And then once it's completely cooled, I just wrap it up and put it in the fridge or freezer, but for the sake of this video, I decided to cut it and show you what it looks like inside. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you found it interesting or informative, maybe both, and I really hope you check out the recipe I've linked in the description of this video. As I said multiple times, it's a great recipe and I highly recommend using that one if you're new to sourdough baking. If you like what you see here on my channel, I hope that you take a look around, maybe see some of my other content as well. And if you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments and also subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.